Namaste YouTube, welcome to Mega Music Reaction Fest V1 on ENOMA. We are going to give our reaction to The Writ by Black Sabbath.
This is a free request. It has been selected by few of our patrons and we are more than happy to fulfill this request for you guys who love and support us so much. Black Sabbath. Heard of Black Sabbath, heard a few of their songs, never heard of this one. It's a long song by the time that is shown.
Almost 9 minutes.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Our reaction may be around 13 to 15 minutes long to justify the length of the song. Thank you for your patience and time.
Got this memory to go.
minutes passed by so quickly. Great song. Great song. What are your thoughts on this one, Kirti, first up?
Oh, first of all, towards the end, when the guitar and the vocals and only vocals were going on. Oh no.
That was sad. There was a bit at the end.
You wanted to play that?
No, it's okay. I guess it's our fault. I hope it wasn't that important.
Oh no.
What are your thoughts on it?
I feel bad now. I feel bad. We missed it. Never mind. We'll listen to it. At least I will listen to it after the reaction is done. But it kind of got me feeling bad towards the end. When only the guitar and he was singing. It sounded a lot helpless and, bad. Sounded bad. The song is very, very upfront. Very bold words, very bold song, and very brave for Black Sabbath to sing on
Let's
something
hear
like
the
that.
end.
Let's do that. Yes, because
Last half minute.
I won't be satisfied if it didn't.
I guess people will understand, right? Yeah, we didn't know. It's the first time reaction. We honestly thought it was
It
bad.
sounded like a done.
Okay. Yeah, you can continue now.
It was pretty low, so I couldn't really get what it was about. But according to the whole song and the lyrics and what was being spoken about, I feel it is the voice of the boss is talking something. As far as what I understood from the song and the lyrics, that it is about recording companies or the people who handle the band and how they want everything as per their wishes and choices, and the band members or the musicians, the artists, are mere jokers and rock and rollers which are there only to entertain people, have nothing, no say, no rights, nothing, but everything that they do for them. Just like they said, everything I do for you. I run for you and whatnot, everything. And I like the word rat. Rat. I think that was being called to the recording company or something like that, that you are a rat.
It's a sad reality in the world that we live in, that the musician doesn't get a fair share of the pie. You can talk about a musician, you can talk about a reaction channel like us, you can talk about a writer,
Yeah.
you can talk about a script writer for movie. Unfortunately, the real talent, the ones who put things together, the ones who actually are the true talent of the band or the music world,
Yeah.
they do not get due credit because of the management, because of the record labels, because of the middlemen, and they are harassed by them. They are told to do things which they don't want to do
A
at
lot
times.
of unnecessary
They are told
stress.
they are told to make cuts in the things. They are told to do things longer sometimes. They are told to play music like this. They are told to wear certain colors of clothing. I know how deep
Yeah.
it goes. Being backstage for during my young phase of my life, and my mother who told me a lot, being associated with magicians. There are so many things that go on. India's most popular magician,
Easy sort.
PC Sorkar. So the fact is that I do know all these things happen backstage. They tell you clearly, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to sing, this is how long you have to sing it, this is when you have to take a break, this is when you have to return to your hotel, this is when you have to wake up, this is when you have to go here, this is where you have to greet fans, this is when you have to say goodbye to fans, this is when you have to work on your new album, this is when you have to stop working on that, this is the deadline for this, and that. And at the end of it, what happens? You become barracuda, like Heart's barracuda. Become a barracuda who's actually really sucking the blood of the talent. You know, you're not getting any respect, you're not getting any real reward. Even if you're getting respect and reward, you don't actually feel it because you know you're being used, you know you're being treated like rats, you know you're part of the rat race, you know you're not really getting your worth, you know you're not really getting treated like a king when you are the king. You are the king. If you weren't, if Black Sabbath wasn't making these songs, making phenomenal music like this, the record labels wouldn't be making the money that they did. The middlemen wouldn't be making the money that they did. The management, the backstage people, whoever they are talking about here, they would not have a job and they would not be having good homes and putting their children in the best schools, going on foreign vacations if it wasn't for bands like Black Sabbath.
Women could not take out gold out of them. They wouldn't have any gold. All this market, the industry becomes very stressful for the artists after a while, after a year or two. More than enjoying what you're doing, it becomes kind of a stress and a lot of pressure to handle, unnecessary pressure. I always commend what Adam Sandler does. He makes his own movies. That's the way, because you get your own freedom.
So does Pink Floyd.
Yeah, doing so. There is a lot of freedom when you do your own thing. I know it takes a long time and sometimes you don't have enough to do things on your own. You need somebody's support and backing. But those who do things on their own, you see the freedom, the relaxation on their faces all the time reflecting.
This song had some of the best music I've ever heard in heavy metal. And it was just amazing and awesome to listen to it. It had layers. It was sung so beautifully. There was pain in the voice.
I know.
The way it was sung, the Black Sabbath wanted to see smiles in the audience all the time. But very often they would see sadness. And that was because they were manipulated to do things which they didn't want to do. They didn't want to do what they were told to do. And because as a result of that, they felt a lot of sadness themselves. And when you are sad, you aren't able to perform at your best, and that is why the fans go home sad or they feel sad.
This reminded me of Master of Puppets too.
Yeah.
Here, like the artists are the puppets and the master is sitting on top and playing them.
Yeah, there the drugs were controlling them. Here the management and the record labels are controlling them.
That's what I think.
Great song. It's reality. Whether way back in the 70s, 80s, probably when the song came, and it's reality in today's world today on this platform. Other platforms, it is reality. Live with it or get out of it. I'm trusting, and I think Black Sabbath did the latter. They probably changed their label, record company, management, everything, and the rest is history. Goodbye.